Hey guys, it's me, Taylor again, and wow, I've got 3 days here in Fresno before I leave for Tokyo, which as you can imagine, that's been an emotional time. Saying goodbye is hard, leaving what I've kind of just counted as my routine and counting on doing every week. It's been an answer to prayer to kind of have this time free to spend time with people prayed over in my church. It's definitely not that I do anything different, and it's kind of helped me emotionally prepare for that before I'm away from home. So that's been going on, and I've been so blessed from the way that you guys share your excitement for me and what you want to see God do in and through me. I want to share with you too some of my personal excitement with missions. I've already talked about missions in general, but just more of why I'm personally excited about it, and then with that, why I named the channel Missionary Needs Manna. There's a bit of a double meaning there, but I'll unpack it. Starting with just that word manna, it's for most of you watching, you're already thinking biblically, but for most people though, people my age and younger, random people on the internet, they're going to read that word manna and they're going to actually think of video games. Mana is this magical energy source. If you're a wizard instead of a warrior, then you use mana. That's how you cast your abilities, your spells. So I'm getting into my geek side right now, but just that whole picture of not having this great strength on your own, but calling upon this higher supernatural power is something that I like. Whenever I play games like that, I always gravitate towards being more of that character that relies on that, not the character that has all this physical strength, because that's not so much me in real life anyway. But along with that, there is the biblical meaning of manna that you probably thought of first. There's the story of the Israelites, and they go through this desert. They left Egypt, they're on their way up to Israel, and on the way, God provides supernaturally. He gives this supernatural provision that gives them this bread that just kind of falls as dew all over the place, and they gather it up, and there's always just enough for the day or 2 days over the Sabbath. And so in that picture too, they're in a place where they have to rely on God, and basically that's what gets me so excited about missions for me personally. The main point of missions is definitely glorifying God. It's also seeing more people come to Jesus, and through that, they can worship and glorify God for eternity. Just for me personally, there's this bonus, I guess, in that God can be relied on. That's obviously going to look different for any of us, whether we go to another country or not, what capacity we work professionally or volunteer. I see that invitation though, when Jesus makes that statement, and when he starts it with, I have all authority and I'm going to be with you always at the end. It's God's kind of inviting us to say okay, how much of my life can I stake on that, man? How much are you leading me, God, to bank on that promise and to go out to these other places? It's not about being radical for its own sake. I would have been happy at home, and I get kind of a mixed reaction from people. Some people say wow, you're going to Tokyo, that's so far away, they speak another language, it's very brave of you, and I appreciate that. I think that's true. But on the other side of that, some people are you're going to Tokyo? Awesome, wow, I'm jealous, I want to go to Tokyo. So there's those two sides, but at the heart of it, I guess I just want missions for me to beyond the universal purpose. I want it for me to be about knowing God more, yielding to his plans for my life and his discipline for me to grow and to be holy, and to, as a byproduct of knowing him, for him to be seen as real for other people, or for other people to be inspired that maybe you feel crushed by the demands of career and education, all those things which are good, but they're not our first calling. Making disciples is our first calling. Let me shift now, just because I think you already get that. I've felt from like how you guys have like honored me like so deeply in these past few months and weeks. I think you value the kingdom. You value disciples being made. You're a part of what I'm doing. You've made it possible for me to enjoy these last few weeks the way I have. And so yeah, I just want to, I guess, say like, I'm praying that like God will bless you. I maybe haven't said this to all of you personally, but yeah, as you're following Him, taking part in missions, whether directly or indirectly, may He like bless you, and may He bless you even or especially as you're sending me for whatever place I have as your friend or within the church and serving in different roles. I trust that God will bless us like with that provision, that supernatural strengthening that glorifies Him, that clearly not from us. I pray that God would do that even as I leave, that yeah, we'd all get to experience together, needing Him, needing His help, and then yeah, seeing that happen. Cooler than providing on our own, for sure. So yeah, see you again when I'm through here at least. I'll see you again when I'm in Tokyo, and when I have, I'm sure, a lot of cool things to share and talk about. But for now, yeah, that's my heart on missions. Thank you.